because we knew that LeBron was going to be the next big thing. He was going to, like Kobe, skip college and go play in the N.B.A. And Kobe gave him his size 14 sneakers and said, I want you to have these. And LeBron said last night, I'm a size 15, Kobe's a size 14, but I put those shoes on and I played my next game in those shoes. That probably cramped his foot, that probably hurt like heck. But Kobe wanted LeBron to have those shoes, and he said, you don't know what that meant to me. Meant the world.
And they're only 6 years apart.
Which is
they feel like they played in different eras almost.
Yeah.
But only 6 years apart, and of course they played against each other. You talk about Kobe being from Philadelphia. We were lucky enough for Los Angeles to be able to claim Kobe, but Philadelphia is also in mourning today as well. That's where he's from. Lower Merion was the school that he played at. There are press conferences happening in Philadelphia right now reacting to this scene. One of the coaches from Lower Merion, the Aces, said that the Aces Nation has lost its heartbeat. We know how Kobe transcended sports. They posted a picture up at the Pro Bowl, which is happening right now in Hawaii, with a picture of Kobe saying 1978 to 2020. And obviously with social media being as it is today, a lot of these fans already knew about it, but perhaps many did not, paying attention to what was happening on the game. They said that word had spread on the sidelines of the Pro Bowl during the game.
How could it not?
Kobe transcended basketball. He was a superstar among all sports, among all athletes. And
you see
said
that on
a Kobe
social media.
chant broke out at the Pro Bowl once that went up on the big board.
We do want to give an update on the investigation. As expected, the National Transportation Safety Board, the NTSB, they are sending their GO team, and in fact, they're going to be there at the crash site by this evening. And so we can expect also the FAA, they'll be investigating to see exactly what happened. We don't know at this point, but we do know that it was really foggy this morning. There was a marine layer that came in. In fact, Air 7HD, our helicopter, had a difficult time getting up last night and this morning because of the fog. We don't know if that's a factor. Could be anything at this point, but the NTSB is going to be there. Their GO team is going to be at the crash site by this evening. Yeah,
helicopters are exponentially more dangerous to fly in terms of crash rates than airplanes. And a lot of that has to do with where helicopters fly. Airplanes get up into higher elevations, into the airspace where there are fewer hazards to fly at. Helicopters are constantly flying at lower elevations where there are countless more hazards. You talk about bird strikes, drones, telephone lines. There are
helicopters?
3 major areas of helicopter crashes, and it's pilot error, mechanical error, or electronic error. Of course, that's going to be the beginning of the NTSB, the FAA, once they begin their investigations of how this happened. But it is not unusual to hear stories. I think it's something like 7.5 out of every 100,000 hours of flight time, which, that sounds like a lot. You look at airline travel, and it's something, a fraction, 0.015, something in that range. So you're talking about 7.5 out of 100,000 versus 0.01 something.
Right.
Airplane versus helicopter. But again, a lot of that is circumstantial. It's like the stat that most of the accidents happen within 5 miles of your home because you spend most of the time within 5 miles of your home. So it is a dangerous thing. Not inherently to fly a helicopter, but there are so many more risks involved when you go up in a helicopter.
And Kobe, he traveled everywhere pretty much by helicopter. He wanted to be at the top of his game, and that's what he said. That's the reason why he would take his helicopter right to a nearby hotel, land on top, and then go straight into the Staples Center. And we know that last night he was coaching his daughter Gigi's tournament over in the Valley, and then, of course, heading past Calabasas, taking another player of his daughters and their parent and that pilot, of course. And if you've ever been in a helicopter and you watch a pilot as they maneuver a helicopter, they're thinking about so many different things, not only as they're going up, but they're also communicating with all the other helicopters. And in an area like Los Angeles, there is a lot of air traffic, not only with planes, but also with other helicopters, because there are a lot of people who have private helicopters who, want to avoid traffic. So there's so many different factors.
It's not regulated the same way that airplane traffic. Just having gone up a few times in Air 7HD, they can basically go wherever they want. There is restricted airspace, but if you want to fly over the Hollywood sign or if you want to fly over downtown, you just go. That's just how it works, and it's just a matter of getting from point A to point B without flying through any restricted airspace. They have a lot of leeway to do this, and if you're coming up over one of the ridges in fog like this, things can go wrong. The N.B.A. Players Association releasing a statement today, writing, "We are stunned and devastated by the news of the sudden passing of Kobe Bryant. Words cannot express his impact on our players, the NBA, and the game of basketball. This is a monumental loss for the entire basketball community, and our hearts are quite simply broken. We send love and prayers out to his wife, Vanessa, and the entire family." And the family, of course, down two members today, tragically losing Kobe Bryant and 13-year-old Gianna, his daughter, one of 4 daughters.
You guys were both talking about his contentious relationship with Shaq, which, of course, I'm sure blossomed into a beautiful friendship at some point. Yeah. He just tweeted 1 minute ago. He says, Shaq says, "There's no words to express the pain I'm going through with the tragedy of losing my niece, Gigi, and my brother, Kobe Bryant. I love you and you will be missed. My condolences go out to the Bryant family and the families of the other passengers on board." And then in all caps, he says, "I'm sick right now."
And that's, I think, the sentiment of the entire basketball world. But can you imagine those players that put on their jerseys day in, day out with Kobe? Kobe was the leader of that team. Kobe taught the younger players certain things in their game, I'm sure, as Shaq would say, so many different things in his game. And so for all of those players who lived side by side with him every day in that locker room, every day on that court, you can't imagine the stunning hole that this leaves in so many hearts of his dear teammates and the Lakers organization as well. I mean, you just think that this was the face, truly, of Lakers. And the Lakers, no doubt, I think there's an argument of who is the leader of sports in Los Angeles. Is it the Dodgers? Is it the Lakers? I would always say it's the Lakers. You go anywhere in this town and you see Lakers gold and purple. And when you think Lakers, who do you think of? I've thought Kobe Bryant. And I think so many would say the same. And we showed video there of his jersey retirement that was back in 2017. Kobe got 2 jerseys retired. That was his legacy, that Kobe played in the number 24 jersey and he played in the number 8 jersey, and he had such a great impact that they couldn't choose one number because he did so many unbelievable things.
I mean, has that ever happened?
Those numbers,
No.
Truly, I've never seen anything like that. We just spoke last night on Slam Dunk. We were talking about, it's so crazy. We were just talking about his 62-point game in 3 quarters and his 81-point game. And we tried to compare which one was bigger and which one was better. How do you even think that you would see something like that again from such a superstar who had such a long career, who overcame so many difficult injuries? His Achilles injury, which some people never come back from. Kobe fought through so many different things and still did things we've never seen on a basketball court. I remember Norm Nixon saying last night that the 62 points in 3 quarters and to sit out that last 12 minutes of the game, the Dallas Mavericks didn't even stand a chance in that game. And Kobe single-handedly manhandled a full team. But that's what he did. And that's who Kobe was as a player.
And could have selfishly fought to stay in the game.
Absolutely. If he wanted to, he could have done anything, truly. And we saw that in his final game where he kept getting the ball and he kept putting it up and he kept draining shots and everything he put up went in. But what Kobe did, I truly believe we will never see again in the sport. He has a legacy that will leave a far greater impact than here in Los Angeles, here with the Lakers. It will be a worldwide emptiness we feel with Kobe's passing.
And you have to wonder whether the N.B.A. will do something, perhaps retiring his jersey at some point. League-wide, you have to imagine they will do something. We are less than 10 minutes away from an expected press conference from near the site of the crash of this helicopter that has cost the life of Laker legend Kobe Bryant. In the meantime, we do want to get around to some of the reaction that has been coming in from around the N.B.A., from around the sports world, and really around the world itself. We've seen so many politicians and emissaries. This is Dwayne Wade, just another legend of basketball, but also a person who really appreciated the personality of his fellow athletes and competitors, writing no. God, please, no. A lot of denial from many of us. This is Dr. Pat Soon-Shiong. This is I believe, the owner of the LA Times, writing, unspeakably sad. Gigi is with Kobe. Please pray for Vanessa and family.
And Dr. Pat Soon-Shiong says, heartbroken and numb, please pray for Vanessa and the children. Rest in peace, Kobe. We will all miss you so much. Again, the same sentiment, tweet after tweet. Paul Gasol says, beyond devastated. My big brother, I can't I just can't believe it.
And his brother Mark playing right now, having to go on. Marc Gasol reportedly brought to tears in the middle of a game. The show must go on, as they say. It's hard.
It's hard.
Despite the fact that Kobe is not even an active player, hasn't been for 4 years. You look at the reaction of players right now, and it's as if, it's as if he was still playing and still impacting everyone's life on the court.
I spoke with Anthony Davis about 2 weeks ago. It's funny, I think it was a Tuesday night. I did a one-on-one with Anthony Davis, superstar of the Lakers right now. The next day I went to the Bank of California Stadium and got to do a one-on-one with Kobe. And Anthony Davis then, even speaking about his inspiration and where he grew in his game and who he learned from, he said Kobe Bryant. To him, there was no one greater and no one had a greater impact in his success as a superstar player than Kobe Bryant. The superstars of this league looked up to Kobe because Kobe was everyone's superstar.
Absolutely. Ashley, we're going to head out now to Josh Haskell. He is at the site of the press conference that's about to happen here. He's going to give us a little update. Josh, what are you hearing? What can we expect?
Well, we're about 1.5 miles from the crash site here at the Lost Hills Sheriff Station. We're waiting for Sheriff Villanueva to arrive, and I'm told some other folks with the Sheriff's Department. And just to give you a sense of the scene as media is showing up, and we do expect to learn more about how the